Welcome back to the show. Check this out right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jason Cousins from GlintPay. You won't believe what they've just done. I'm here with the one and only CEO of GlintPay, Jason Cousins. How you doing, Jason?
I'm great, Brad. It's so good to be on your show again. You've got such a great energy. I love coming on your show. It's fantastic.
Oh, we love having you, man. And it's a very special day to have you on this show because you've got something very special coming to the Glint platform. Tell us what it is.
Well, yeah, it's the #1 requested feature from all of our clients. I'm pleased to say that today we now have silver on the Glint platform. So you can now buy silver, save it, and sell it, of course, when you need to. So it's a big lift. It's something actually I didn't want to bring on personally, actually, but I've been battered back by popular demand and by some initiatives that we're doing in the US as well with US states. And we decided that it was a good thing to bring on to the platform.
Well, what a great decision, because, I mean, the demand for assets right now, knowing the pressure that is on the dollar around the world, my, oh my. And somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and digperspectives.com for exclusive content. Right now, $3.76 trillion market cap for crypto. The market is off 4.4%. Bitcoin, 98,400 plus right now. Ethereum, 3,800 plus. You can see everything pulling back a little bit. 136 billion plus market cap for USD Tether. XRP falls to the number 4 spot, $2.30. We're off 4.3 on the 24. We're up 38.6% on the 7-day. We got a charts for you to look at before we get out of here. You're going to love it. And this is 223 on the bottom to 242 on the top of the range of price for XRP. Sitting at 230 here, right about in the middle. We'll keep an eye on it. Let's get started. We have lots to go over, and the new crypto czar has been chosen. The new AI crypto czar has been chosen, and it is a hell of a choice, ladies and gentlemen. But I want to say this right now. If I could, call to action to everybody in this community. Let's help another fellow influencer. Ripple Van Winkle has had his channel removed, and it has been wrongfully removed. And I've been through this, and other influencers have been through this. Please help our fellow influencer get their channel back. Please tag Team YouTube and at YouTube Creators. It really does help, everyone. If you could just tag this on social media on X, this will be huge for Ripple Van Winkle to get his channel back. Let's get that going, because this is just, it's his livelihood, like it's mine. You know, it's a big deal. Let's help him out. And don't forget, the tickets are still flying off the shelf in early bird special pricing, ladies and gentlemen, for a very limited time. This would make a great Christmas holiday gift for anyone that wants to attend. Discount rooms on the website. Don't mess around. Get your ticket before
Early bird
it's
tickets are on sale now for XRP Las Vegas 2025, the world's largest XRP conference, May 30th and 31st at the MGM Grand. Last year had record-breaking attendance, and this year will be bigger and better. Go to xrplasvegas.com and get your tickets now. Join the XRP family in Las Vegas for 2 amazing days exploring the evolution of finance and Web3. XRP is on the rise, and 2025 looks amazing. Celebrate the journey with the XRP family May 30th and 31st. Don't wait.
Get your ticket today. There it is, xrplasvegas.com. New from Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong says every government should create a Bitcoin strategic reserve. Now, I've said if the United States does this, I will be convinced that Bitcoin was created to work as a financial band-aid and a place of flight to quality, as Larry Fink says it, while we transition to the new digital economy. That's what I believe. Bitcoin is going to do great, but for the love of God's money, gold, do not believe this BS. Both is fine, but don't for a minute believe this marketing crap. Gold isn't going anywhere. DAI's got this spot on, ladies and gentlemen, as always. $725 billion Bernstein says Bitcoin could replace gold within the next decade. No, it's not. Gold is God's money. It is God's money, right? Yeah, gold's not going anywhere, you know. And look, I got a significant exposure to Bitcoin too, but let's understand, right, that is software code, and somebody had to write it. And the U.S. government, the Department of Homeland Security more specifically, said they know the 4 people that wrote it. So why is that still a secret? By the way, if they are U.S. founded, shouldn't we see the Satoshis revealed so we can make sure there's no tax on crypto as President Trump has promised? I think the answer is yes. Meanwhile, 1 billion Tether has been minted. So hang in there. The market's coming back shortly, right? Yeah, you know how it is. You can't get the market to go up unless somebody's got stablecoin, and if Tether just printed 1 billion of them, well, hang out, you know. Day 3, the Digital Chamber, shout out to them. Listen, I want to say this very quickly. I just had a sit down yesterday afternoon with none other than the president of the Digital Chamber, Cody Carbone, and what an incredible conversation it was. I'm going to be releasing that video. Please go watch it. They talk about here, the 10 days of impact. This is day 3. We brought Bitcoin to the Federal Reserve. The TDC was invited to facilitate discussions at an event hosted by the Federal Reserve, World Bank, and IMF, making the first time the chair of the Federal Reserve spoke on blockchain technology. That's just a peep into the window of the kind of work that's getting done at the Digital Chamber, right? Let alone 290 plus congressional officials, now crypto advocates on the Hill. How'd that happen? Right? It's because of the work that's being done at the TDC, ladies and gentlemen. And shout out to Perry Ann. I got her name in the hat, throwing support behind her for the next CFTC chairman. And we're going to see who the new crypto czar is here in just 1 second. But before we do, look at this advertisement over in Germany for Ripple and XRP, baby. We're everywhere. That's what's going on. We're absolutely everywhere. Think of it. I love it. This is going places. Anthony Welfare chimes in on the news we covered yesterday that a NASDAQ-listed company, WorkSport, plans to buy XRP and Bitcoin for its corporate treasury. Now, just like countries are considering doing this as well, think of what's going to happen here when everyone starts seeing this. You're going to see more and more companies take exposure to a certain allocation of their treasury towards digital assets like Bitcoin and XRP. You know, the demand and upward pressure that is soon going to be on XRP is going to be phenomenal. And I tell you, it is coming. Not financial advice, but it is coming. We have so much good in front of us now. Take a listen. I think Stuart sums this up very beautifully. Listen here.
And hopefully when this regulatory cloud is lifted and we get some policy clarity in the U.S., we will then be the most trusted source for enterprise support for crypto solutions in the U.S.
I mean,
there you have it. The most trusted source for enterprise solutions in the U.S. That's what they've been working towards. You know, I seen a guy from Chainlink take a shot at us. I saw Sonny Decree from the Bitcoin family take a shot at us. I saw Scott Melker take a shot at us. And this is what I have to say to that. I'm not taking a shot at you. I'm going to say this. It's time for that maxi talk to go in the trash can. Because guess what? As long as your project has utility and demand, you're going to do well. And soon, and it's happening right now, institutions are taking over this market. Don't believe me? What are all the Bitcoin maxis like Sonny Decree and Scott Melker all happy about? Is all these ETFs soaking up the Bitcoin, right? But the white paper said it was a libertarian movement and it was supposed to be money. What happened to down with the governments, down with the dollar? Now all of a sudden we're cheering BlackRock and Fidelity for having Bitcoin ETFs, right? So I think it's time for this maxi talk to find a way to the trash can. Because the reality is that there's demand for assets and then there's utility. And a wave of utility that's coming when this case is lifted and resolved, as Stuart Alderati said, and we get regulatory clarity, legislative clarity. Watch out, because utility is going to be the new talk of the town. And if I was someone who was a Bitcoin maxi like those people, I'd be working my tail off to make sure it had some too, because you never know what people are going to think of it once utility is reigning the market out here. Hester Peirce, SEC chair, commissioner, says this: we have a lot of work to do at the SEC to advance free markets, capital formation, investor choice, and innovation. I'm delighted that Paul Atkins will be returning to lead the effort. Having worked for him during his last stint at the agency, I can't think of a better person for the job. And this brings back a trio of Mark Udea, Hester Peirce, and now Paul Atkins, who will be the SEC Pro Crypto Chair. This is getting exciting, but hang in there. Another endorsement here from Brian Armstrong from Coinbase says he agrees Paul Atkins is an excellent choice for the new SEC chair. So this is getting thumbs up all the way around. Anders asked a question. So now the question remains, will the SEC, led by Gary Gensler, file the SEC versus Ripple appeal document, or will they just let the January 15th deadline pass? Attorney Jeremy Hogan comes in here and says, I think the proper course of action would be to request an extension, say 30 days, to file the brief and explain to the court why that a new administration is coming in that might decide not to pursue the appeal. If I'm Ripple, I'm agreeing to that, and the court probably will as well. So we'll see what happens there. Donald Trump appoints David Sachs as the first crypto AI czar, aiming to shape U.S. leadership in emerging technologies and digital assets. If you don't know who David Sachs is, let's find out right now. First of all, here's the original post right here from Donald Trump. Shout out to Eleanor Terrett for sharing this. He says, I am pleased to announce that David O. Sachs will be the White House AI and crypto czar. In this important role, David will guide policy for the administration in artificial intelligence and cryptocurrency, two areas critical to the future of American competitiveness. David will focus on making America the clear global leader in both areas. You just heard it right here. He will safeguard free speech online and steer us away from big tech bias and censorship. He will work on legal frameworks so the crypto industry has everything we need, basically, essentially. That's what we're talking about here. This is super exciting. John Deaton chimes in. He says, it's very difficult to not be optimistic about David Sachs being the White House crypto AI czar. This is getting good. And who is he? Well, David Sachs is also a member of the PayPal Mafia back in the Elon Musk days, ladies and gentlemen, serving as the chief operating officer at PayPal and pro-crypto. He said PayPal's goal was become a world currency. Remember when Greg Kidd told us that too? The early days of PayPal was for PayPal to become an intergalactic currency. And over time, the shareholders got frustrated and said, you know what? You just make this thing a payment app so we can get paid. That's what happened. Elon Musk never lost a dream. And that's why he's got this X platform that he's getting ready to turn into a super app. And knowing that David Sachs, former PayPal Mafia guys there, do you think that they haven't figured out that XRP is very good for payments and the XRP ledger has a built-in decentralized exchange? I think that would serve very well for the X app as a super app, don't you? Especially when we get all these digital assets and stable coins and CBDCs flying around on the highway, right? And everybody's got their little cars, there's CBDCs and the stable coins and the Bitcoin and the Ethereum and this one and that one. And then it's all running around on this decentralized highway, plugging into it. And it all has to have XRP as gas in their tank, whether it's a tractor and trailer with big payments or whether it's a little teeny moped, right? Come on in.
So back in the early days of PayPal, and this is going back to 1999, so it's almost 20 years ago. We actually, our first T-shirt said, PayPal, the new world currency. And so there was this idea that we were going to create this new global currency.
That's the kind of ambition that we have with David Sachs. And then listen to this. You know the All In podcast that we've covered here at times? David Sachs is a part of that too. And watch him at the time that the Ripple case judgment came in. XRP is not a security. Watch David Sachs actually smack down this cat, Jay. Oh, God almighty. Listen to this. This is amazing. This is real time when the judgment for the SEC versus Ripple case comes out. David Sachs is not only not confused about it, he's trying to explain to the other gentlemen in the podcast, listen, they won. We don't have time to explain it to you. You're not going to figure it out in real time. They won. That's what you need to know. This is who our new crypto czar is.
To figure this out in real time. This is too complicated. The bottom line is that the headline is...
Well, I just want to make sure the audience gets it, yeah.
Look, the headline is, I'm reading the tweet, Ripple sales of XRP do not constitute offer of investment contracts, according to Judge. They won.
They won.
This is a huge vindication for them. And the XRP is ripping 35%.
Yeah, and it really handcuffs the SEC. What are they going to do about Coinbase and every other exchange? I mean, if they're not selling securities, I think Coinbase and everybody else has always maintained they're selling tokens. This was the fulcrum argument for the SEC, and they just lost.
The whole crypto market is ripping right now.
It's an interesting one. The confounding part of this is that the initial sale to accredited investors and hedge funds was done that they violated securities law there when they were selling directly to sophisticated investors. Just looking at it logically, you would think it was the reverse.
He's having trouble getting it straight because he accused them of breaking the law. This guy accused him of breaking the law for years.
But this is a fascinating turn of events.
I just texted with Brad Garlinghouse, and he says, yes, it does mean that they won. And he feels
vindicated
and really happy about the...
How do you feel, J-Cal?
Well, I feel like I'm going to launch J-Coin and sell a token to back startups. I mean, if it's a free-for-all
I won't tell you what he said about you, J-Cal.
Yeah. No, I mean, I said from
you
the
were
beginning,
accusing these guys of security fraud for like the last several years.
Well, they've been convicted of securities fraud here. So it's a two-part judgment. Ripple violated federal securities law in its sale of cryptocurrency, the first line of the story. There's two judgments here. They violated federal securities law in its sale of cryptocurrency XRP directly to sophisticated investors, but the sales on public exchanges did not involve securities. So what they're saying is, if you sold XRP to hedge funds, that was a security when they did the first offering. But when the public started trading it on public exchanges, they did not have, according to the Howey test, this belief.
But that's where their vulnerability was, because if you sell to a professional hedge fund, they're accredited.
That should not be an issue. You should be able to sell to accredited.
Right. So what's the problem? This is
he's sitting there trying to tell us. So what's the problem, right? I mean, this is amazing. This guy's got it figured out. This guy knows what's going on. He's talking to J-Cal like, dude, you're having trouble here. And David Sachs sees the back end argument of institutional sales pretty much just like James Murphy, Meta Lawman, does. This is a wholesale deal that you're making. This is not a violation of any kind of contract or anything, because you're dealing with accredited investors here.
Exoneration for them.
The judge says they lost
sound pretty happy, and the market seems to be indicating that this is. I mean, would you say the price is up 35%?
Well, I mean, listen,
the public 37% right now.
Crypto trades, I wouldn't necessarily put too much on it.
Jay, look at the look on Jay. J-Cal's face, he can't believe it. You know what I mean? He looks like Gasparino right here, right? Yeah, you were wrong. And you were saying very, very harmful things for years. But where's the integrity to say, you know what? Hey, man, I was wrong back there, right? Well, we're still waiting for that part. Brad Garlinghouse comes in. He says, huge congrats to David Sachs on this appointment. He understands tech inside and out, and importantly, will push forward President Trump's crypto AI pro-innovation plans. Dream team. American innovation is getting a dream team. And we need it because AI and crypto are going to be an economic pillar to this president's administration. Write that down. Dark Defender says here, hi all, we've identified the $2.92 and the $2.13 range as the primary Fibonacci levels. We touched $2.17 today, he said, which was yesterday. The correction is still in play for XRP, where we can have a double tap and proceed with wave B in daily time frame. It might take a couple of days to get rid of this structure. He says, I will update further, so we'll keep an eye on that. Eggrag Crypto comes in and says, face melting phase and the unicorn. On November 25th, I said preparation phase was between $1.60 and $1.96. But let's be real, XRP loves to F up every simple chart, including mine. Instead of sticking to the plan, it skipped ahead and touched the face melting phase. And that's a good thing. So we went up into this range, right? And he says here, here's what's next in my plain English. Prices below $2.90 and $3.60 is noise. Prices above $1.40 and $1.60 is also noise. So anything between these things is just noise, bouncing around. The key level is $2. We want XRP to keep on closing above it on multiple time frames. That's good to know. D, if XRP dipped or crashed to $1.20 or $1, then you will smell lots of poo from people pooping in their pants. E, if I smell poo, I put every effing single USDT I have into XRP because you'll never see it under $1 again in your lifetime or your grandkids' lifetime. Stay steady and strong. He says, note, I'm working on a post to explain the bigger market strategy. Keep an eye out. It's coming in the next 2 days. That's where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. Crypto Bull 2020 says this just yesterday. I still think XRP reaches $6 this month in December and possibly $40 in January if we repeat the 2017 pattern. That's where they're at today, ladies and gentlemen. Lots to pay attention to. We're going into the Freedom Zone. I hope you will join us. Today, I'm about to show you something the U.S. government has never said or done, and you're going to love every single bit of it. Go to digitalperspectives.com or click the link under the video and click the Freedom Zone and come on in for next to nothing. It's a great way to support the channel, and we're super grateful for you for doing it. It's less than the cost of a cup of coffee per month. Just to support the channel here. And we know censorship is absolutely real, ladies and gentlemen. So I appreciate all the support to the channel.